Oh man, it is a beautiful day, beautiful morning, beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunset, whatever time it is. Let's get back into it with another one of these little bad boys right here, boy. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna get into this guy right about now. There we go. Okay, so as we can tell, we see me going ham at first. Now, I am going to be 100% upfront with you. This whole entire video is sped up. Obviously, I don't work that fast. And it took me about, 12 hours to render out the video. And to be completely honest, the video is roughly about 11 and a half hours. So I got pretty close to 12 hours on this piece right here. I did not follow my normal formula. As you can see, I did like rough sketches off the bat just to get the feel down, because there's no way I could get it down on pen and paper, the epicness and the way I wanted to portray this character. Now I'm just doing a preliminary sketch right here where I'm just roughing out some details, and throughout this whole entire process I do mess up a lot on anatomy and placements for the character, so you can see me revise that a lot throughout this whole entire thing. But yeah, it was a process. I really wanted to emphasize that this character was a mix in between two characters. Amazo from the DC universe, a little bit of mix of Amazo, and heavily influenced from Neo Bahamut or Bahamut Zero, the one that like shoots across the moon, and like it depends on which game you're playing. If you're playing the original Final Fantasy VII, he comes out of nowhere and then like just shoots like a beam of light. I can't remember the animation off of it. It's been a while, but I remember the one from Crisis Core where he rockets across the universe and then like uses the moon, like he takes his like wings and just like uses them as conduits to shoot a blast into the moon, and then when he shoots that blast into the moon, the explosion, like he transfers all of that into that one little area that your enemies are in, and he blows up that little area. Theoretically, if that was true on that attack, then that like every time he would be summoned, he would destroy the world. But it doesn't happen. So, kudos to their universe for doing that shit. But yeah, so I am super excited about that. I'm also a Monster Hunter fan. I love Monster Hunter. It's completely a side note, but I was playing the new Iceborne DLC or expansion pack, whatever you want to call it, and I'm on rank 3. What was it, Master Rank 3? Yeah, I was on Master Rank 3. I decided to do a Master Rank 1 mission, and I fought, and the final boss came out of nowhere and killed my ass. That was, oh god, that was, I'm not gonna lie, for a video game, that Monster Hunter is the best video game of all time. It's just, oh god, so beautiful. Oh man. But back to this, my bad. So here I already got the colors down. You already know my spiel. But since this was the rough, now I'm doing the final line drawing on it. As you can see, I'm using a slightly smaller brush to make sure I get these fine little details in there. And there are a lot of fine little details. I believe the details in itself took me about, 4 hours to complete, because of all the small little trinkets and stuff like that I wanted to get in there. A lot of people do this with either just straight up painting on it, but since I wanted this dragon to look super badass, I spent the extra time doing the line work. I specialize in line work because that's how my mind just processes things a little bit faster. Get me a pen and paper. I'll do this within a heartbeat, but since this is on the computer, I'm still trying to get my bearings, not get my bearings, but what's what I'm looking for, calculate it correctly, because I'm still working off of a Wacom tablet that I got in 2011 or 10, and it's 2019 currently, so, I am a little outdated, but it is what it is. It's not one of the ones where you could see on it. It's one of the tablets that you could just straight up draw on, and you have to look at your screen just to make sure that the lines are correct. But it's a little different to handle. Some people have the one you could draw on like right away. I could just draw on the screen, and I can't wait till I get my hand on. I got my hands on one when I was in college, and it made my work so much faster. But obviously, since you don't have access to it, or I don't have access to it now, it's a little bit harder for me to, you know, do the work. But as you can tell, you just put a little bit of time into it and you can get this done. Now, this wasn't like a straight 12-hour session or an hour, like 11 hours and a half session. I did take my breaks periodically. I could even tell you where I took my breaks. So as soon as I did the initial sketch and I got that pretty much like settled in and I set down some colors, I took a break. After the line work, on the body, I took a break because that took a lot of time. As you can see here, I was thinking about even speeding up some parts even faster, but I did want to show the process. So um, I don't want to cheat the system just like that. And as you can see, sometimes when I can't figure things out like right away, I would either draw something to help me, like I just did right there with the leg. I'll draw the full-on circle. That way I know, okay, so if the full-on circle looks like that, then you have to fit inside that little shape this way. A lot of it is kindergarten BS that I do a lot of. But man, I like looking at it now. I just spend way too much time on details for this character. So like most artists, we get lost in the details because it's what attracts us the most. We get the silhouette done, we get the body done, and then like we get lost in the details. It's kind of like a kid thing. It's like, okay, you got your toys, you play with your toys, but then you want to do all this extra stuff with your toys, customize it, put stickers on it, draw on them, do all types of stuff, and your parents are just looking at you like, why the hell are you doing all this? This is unnecessary. But this is what we do, as artists. If you're an artist, if you're not an artist, you just like to watch these videos, hear me talk, something's wrong with you. But I appreciate your patronage. We also got the Patreon up, so please visit that. I'm gonna link that into the description. Good jazz, and also that counts to this video. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee real quick. Hold on. And other than that, there's no real trick to this, guys. There's just going at it hardcore. Just sticking with it and making sure it all fits the same universe. Because if I was drawing realistic, I would go way less detailed and a little bit more focused on the shading and whatnot, because that's what really sets off realism. That's what I'm starting to learn as an artist as well. Like the more you do it, obviously, the more you're gonna pick up some tricks here and there. My tips to people that are doing realism, just blend it more and use shadows and colors in the environment. That would definitely help your art turn into something spectacular. I personally like cartoons and anime and all that stuff. So as you can see, that's heavily influenced in my artwork. So bam, like whatever influences you, don't hide it, emphasize it, if that makes sense. Like if you like that realism art, do that realism art. If you're not good at it right now, just keep at it. You're gonna get good eventually. So don't even trip, bro. Don't even trip, dog. We got you. So as you can see here, I'm just laying down some colors. This is right after I got the color scheme pretty much already concrete in the mind, and I'm just adding on these little tiny little trinkets, not trinkets, but these little tiny details, because I want it to look super machine-like. I don't want him to feel. I want it to feel like it's an organic thing, but it's still like a machine. Like you wanna imply that it's still mechanical. So that's why I have those wires, have that pinkish flesh tones, to really not sedate, but to really emphasize that it could be organic, but you could tell heavily it's a machine. Yeah. Obviously, this creature won't bleed or anything like that. Probably oil will spill out. I don't know. We're still working on that. I don't even think we're going to show too much blood in this anyway. It's just, it's something like rated T for teen, for this particular card game, I guess. This card game. Do they even rate card games anymore? Like, or did they ever rate card games? I can't remember. But anywho's, if it was a card game rating system, I would believe we're reaching for the rated T for T section. All right, this part is gonna get a little bit bright, so please bear with me on this one. As you can see, I'm about to add the shade and the shadows, but I'm also gonna add the light, and the light is gonna be blinding because I just want it to be a blinding light. Oh, okay, wait, hold on, what? What just happened? Did it pause? Oh, I think I passed out there. All right, yeah. Please take your breaks before you pass out. Sometimes like I just go at it like hardcore, and I just pass out. Like I said before, I took my break before, like after the line drawing, but after I started like adding in those little details and whatnot, that took me a little hefty chunk of time, and I believe I did pass out. I do that a lot, not like on purpose, obviously, but just working too much. Yeah, please don't be like me. Learn from my mistakes and take breaks. Definitely take breaks. Okay, this is where it's going to get really bright. Right around here, because I remember this part. This is my usual process for laying down some lights. I try to get the areas where it's going to shine the most, and then I add that little add glow area. And yeah, sorry about that. If you can't handle that, please don't look at it. Don't look at it directly. You can turn away. Yeah, so right here I am adding the tail, trying to get that down, and I didn't like the simplified version of the tail, so now I'm like trying to add like details to it, make it look more whole compared to the rest of the monster, the beast, the Amazo Bahamut as itself. I think I even sharpened up the claws just a little bit here and there. No, I apologize for that, but a lot of times when I can't, like when it's not looking right to me, I just like start a new layer and start adding what I believe should be fixed in that area, and I start messing around with it. Okay, I don't know what happened here. I'm positive I probably got disturbed, like somebody just came up and just asked me like a question or something like that for like a good hour or so, and I forgot to stop the video, the recording process. I don't watch the whole, just watching the whole entire thing would be not impossible, but so time consuming. That's why I just compress it all, and I catch these little mistakes as I'm doing the recording. But it happens. Trust me. I believe it shows a little bit more realistic of the process. So if you want to take out those times that I passed out and I got asked questions and whatnot, I would say it was roughly still about 11 hours. But I mean, when I added it all up before I compressed it all into one video, it was 11 and like 11 hours and 26 minutes or something like that. But once again, that just shows how long the process is for some people, some artists. Some people like to take like straight up 8-hour shifts on this, and it's like, yo. So this is not like me just being a super badass. This is time consuming BS that I just took my time with and, just enjoyed myself. So if you're seeing those videos out there and you're seeing these people like just bang something out real quick, don't be afraid to just, really analyze yourself. Like, okay, what do I want to take away from this? How do I get there? And what would be my process? That's always my thing. Like, if you want to take something from my videos, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? If you like the way I do certain things, go right on ahead. You don't even have to credit me. If you credit me, kudos to you. If you don't, you're a dickhead, and saying go kill yourself. But don't do that, no, please. But yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just learn. That's the best thing you can do as an artist. Just learn. Just keep learning. Keep searching for the next technique, the next thing that you can do to improve your artwork. I'm gonna take another sip of this coffee right here. We got time. Now, when we get to the game itself, at first we were supposed to do these little flash kind of animations, or those we're using Unity's animatronic 2D animator. it just wasn't feeling right. I mean, like it just was not feeling. It did not fit the theme of what we're aiming for the actual final end piece. It was a good like starter point, but after a while testing it out, we felt like this was so time consuming that we might as well just hand draw all of these. Well, not really hand draw, digital draw. Every time somebody says hand draw, I mean technically we are hand drawing it, but it's still digital. I don't see digital as hand drawn for some reason. So if you're gonna get me on that discrepancy, well bump you then. Um, if not, if you agree with me, then echo chamber. But if not, don't give a fudge. So right around here, oh yeah, so like for Amazo Bahamut, I think we still have his animations stuck to that 2D puppet tear system, and it's not looking too good. But we did this because some of, like, as you're fighting this big ass boss as of a creature, parts of him are gonna like fall off, like those gauntlets that you see right there. Like his hands are gonna, like, as you could tell from what I just showed you on that little piece I just passed. His hands are like wires covered in gauntlets, like metal and whatnot. So he has vulnerable points, and throughout the fight, you're supposed to like break off pieces of the armor. At least that's how we have it currently. It may change in the future, but right now we have it where it's like you're gonna start tearing away some of his armor, and it's gonna look fantastic. And you're gonna start exposing some of them wires underneath. um Obviously, once again, I'm not sure on the rating that we're really going for a card game. um but yeah, it's once again, it's no longer like really a card game. I'm not sure if I expressed that earlier, but it is. Right now we're going for more of a 2D adventure action RPG type of feel, with heavily card game elements, whereas like those will be your attacks. um I guess the best example of it would be Crisis Core. Like, I love Crisis Core, that was my shit. But you couldn't really choose your limit breakers. You had to kind of like get certain slots, like a slot machine kind of played in the background, and like whatever happened, based off of like events. And I still don't know how it like transpired that, but the system that we have is kind of like that. The only thing that's different is that you have a little bit more control. It's more like you get a handset of cards. Every once in a while, you get a new card in your hand, and then you could use that card. You could combine cards to make a combo attack, all that good stuff like that. So we're still working on that. Personally, I'm working on that coding part, and it is a jerk. Like, I am no coder. Like, I repeat, if you know anyone that's like good at coding and like is decent with like pricing, please, 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 I am like broke as hell right now. I'm willing to like outsource this out the booty hole and all that good jazz, but right now, like, yo, it is killing me. The action 2D part is pretty much done. Like, the combo system is pretty much like we completed that already, but now it's like the card game system is like, that is, oh man, that is killing me. Like, I mean, just making the card game system period was grueling. So here we are on the wings. It's not the final piece. It's what I worked on a good portion. Like, if you could tell, like, the rest of it is gonna be probably me working on the wings itself, because it took a lot of time getting these guys in there, a lot of detail in the wings. I regret everything as soon as I started working on the wings. It was like, yo, the right wing, like, at a certain point I did give up on it. So I just like, I believe I duplicated the left wing, and okay, so like if we're looking at the screen right now, it would be the one on the right, but its left wing was the one I focused on the most, trying to get that right, and I just duplicated it and just put it on the other side, because I don't think I looked at the clock and was like, oh, I've been working on this for like 11 something hours. It was more like, yo, I am done with this. Like, I'm done with this. Like, this was way too elaborate of a design. So I had to just like, I just mentally gave up. I was like, yo, fuck it. Let's just cover it up in clouds or something like that. I don't know. But the reason why I wanted it so in depth because I did wanted pieces of the wings to be like minions, or what would you call it, like mini, like enemy, like what would you call those little enemies that's like around the boss, like little, the little bad guys, I don't know. I guess minions. Let's go with minions. So I wanted the wings to like break off and be like separate pieces where it could just like fly around and just like you could like you have to attack them or dodge them or something like that. We're still working on like the mechanics of like the progression of the boss fight in this. But I really wanted those parts to either be like just be something to beneficiate, just make the battle more interesting, because he has the like not Amazo, Zero Bahamut had like these amazing wings, and I kind of wanted to replicate that, but I wanted those wings to like have a super function because like I love the way that they did it in Crisis Core. So that's why I put like solar panels on top of the wings. But then I was like, oh, if it has solar panels, then wouldn't like that just like shatter? So I decided to like make them blade covered. So like some parts of it are like covered in blades. You're gonna see in a split second, but then like halfway through it, I was just like, "Yo, wait, this is like a fantasy universe. Anything can happen. Why am I trying to bring so much science into it?" Like, I love science, but like at a certain point, you just gotta let the fantasy take over and let science just like go into the background. Because I mean, science is cool. I love science, but it gets a little bit tedious and boring and trying to make it all correspond with each other. But yeah, so like those what we call it, those little checker patterns that you see on there that I'm drawing right now, and those are supposed to be solar panels that are lighting up and giving it energy like Superman, just charging it up. I'm like, that's that good solar. Mm. As you can tell, I'm perking the fuck up because of the coffee. But don't get addicted to this little bad boy right here. Some good shit. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm touching up those little areas here and there, making sure it corresponds and fits. And as you can tell, a lot of it is still like sketchy. Like I added some sketchy areas. Once again, this was at the point where I was just like, yo, I'm like mentally done with this. And here I'm going back to the initial sketch and finding out where I placed all those color patterns that I had before. And now I'm just gonna make it more concrete. So I don't know the anatomy of wings too well, but it's like, think of like an arm, like especially like bats and birds and whatnot. They have like think of like an arm that just stretches out, but like the fingers are way elongated, and like the elbow is a little bit closer to the body than ours, and that's what allows that little flat motion that goes on. And the wings, like literally like that little end piece, which really is connected to all the feathers, like most of the feathers, like the ones that really control not the flight but like the takeoff, is all in the like the fingers, or like the bird fingers, or the bat fingers. And it really like to emphasize that, I kind of just made it like shorter and whatnot and made it more mechanical. But those little blade parts would be considered the feathers. So I was like just brain farting, and it was like, what the hell am I talking about? But yeah, so like those little blades feather parts are gonna be like the what shoots out, and like it's gonna leave him slightly vulnerable for a little bit. Once again, this is not all concrete, all that good jazz. But as the game progresses, I will update you guys on that as well. I'm not sure if I will straight up just tell you, because I still want some of it to be a surprise. So I'm gonna let you guys figure out some things on your own. Side note, because the wings were giving me such a problem, not like in the 3D side, but in the 2D side, drawing wise, I'm thinking about later on, like something may happen where he loses access to his wings. So be on the lookout for that in the game. And as you can see here, here's my little cheat code that I just duplicate that. Oh wait, did I? I'm positive I duplicated that. Oh wait, no, this is what I tried. Oh wait, did I? Oh no. Oh gosh, no, I actually did draw it all out again. Oh man, I feel like a liar now. All right, never mind. I could swear I gave up like halfway through this. I don't know. It's been like a year since I saw this video again. And once again, I'm not gonna watch the whole entire thing like 11 and a half hours like straight. That shit was like grueling. That's like watching the worst Titanic movie or King Kong movie like in loop for like hours. Yeah, okay, I think right here I just gave up and just like, yo, let me all that stuff. And I think the computer crashed at a certain point, so the rest of the video footage is lost, and I apologize for that. I deeply am. Yeah, that's where it crashed. But here's the final card right there. On all of its, final glory, if you will. Please like, subscribe, follow on Instagram, all that good stuff. We got Twitter, we got the Patreon. Please, if you can, donate to the Patreon. Every little cent helps to make this game happen. It is for you guys, the masses. Everything that is going to be put up on the Patreon is pretty much public. The only thing that you're gonna get once you're a Patreon, you're gonna get like access to the sketches, all that good jazz. Where it's just like, okay, this is a thing. So yeah, if you have any questions, please drop a like and a comment, all that good jazz. If you're interested in some of the other work that we have going on, we got this going on. We also are partnering up with this website right here called Creative Corner, and it is where you could get little, tips of the day or tricks of the day for artists. It scours the internet for artists, what they're doing. It has little kids crafts, it has some video game things that you could do and whatnot. So please check that out, and also check out my website if you want to see some more artwork from me or whatever I'm doing in the universe. Stay up, the rest of you guys, and I guess keep howling at the freaking moon. Stay up.